Oh, this would be fun. Murovanka with no artillery is another thing altogether. I still like playing this side, although with no artillery you can play either side relatively effectively. Particularly, they've got a slightly faster comp, although I guess 5100s really aren't that slow. But yeah, I don't know. You can play either east or west here. Though I think the only thing that you don't want to do in this situation is drive down the middle. You have elected to go east. It's fine. And then again, typically when the game starts, you know, about 15 seconds to the game, I look at the minimap. So you can already tell how a lot of your team is going east, and that's fine. It's good to have a strong side. You just have to watch what happens on the other side, because like, you know, you're gonna have early lights from these guys. You don't have any really early lights on your side. Although what I like doing if I'm in your position, I go up onto this hill right here. Particularly if there's no artillery, you can go into that bush and you can spot anything crossing. If there's something that's over in the middle that can spot you, you can just roll off the hill, so you don't really get shot. The fact that you got lit going through there suggests that they sent one of their fast tanks, probably the one of the lights. He'll be right around this corner. Ooh, a T-54 right around the corner. Alright. And then, so, see how that E50 went in? It's like, yeah, you got, get in there. No, get in over there. Okay. No, he's fine, he's fine. So now you don't overplay it.
It's a trap!
So that's perfect. And then just kind of keep an eye on your E50 over here. Your buddy's not going to get good shots. The way these hills work is actually somewhat interesting. If you play over here a lot, like there's a lot of places where you can hold down. It's like an American heavy paradise if there's no artillery, because you can just wreck people over these little itty bitty ridges. So you guys occupy this center lane, which is good and bad. It's good because it's actually a nice position. It's bad because it's kind of hard to get shots out of it. I actually find it easier to shoot from the edges rather than from the middle in here. So I'd rather be on that outside over there, or on that outside where your other buddy is. Although if this T-54 keeps letting you shoot him in the face, that's always fantastic. See how this M41 Bulldog's going around the backside of this STA? So that's something to keep an eye on. The STA turned his attention to him, so like when you see that Bulldog going in and you know that STA is going to have to pay attention, that gives you more free reign to poke out on that side. You also seem to be working in opposition to your platoon mate. Like when he was over here, you were over there, and then he came over to your side, and so you came over here. Sometimes that you need to do that. There's like terrain reasons to do that.
It's a trap!
Like right now, he could clip out this IS-8 if he was on this side, for example. And you should probably try to retrack him here if you can. I don't know that he's going to be just kidding. That works. Good job. You're going to lose. See, your guys overextended on the other side, so they're going to get pushed. You guys should try to crush this as quickly as possible, so pushing in here is good. No, you should just shoot that guy. Don't worry about the guys in the back. Like that IS-3. I mean, there's an IS-3 sniping in this game. Let him snipe. Get the guys down that are holding your guys in place.
It's a trap!
That was weird. Was that like a lag thing or something? Like you can completely ignore that IS-3. Like that STA is actually going to be a bigger problem than the IS-3, because the STA is sort of blocking your team's path back.
It's a trap!
So if you do this, better not lose much health. I really feel like if you left this IS-3 alone, he would still be here at the end of the game. Oh, and it cost you your 5120. No. So, world's best IS-3 had to pay for his death in blood. Yeah, so that was absolutely not worth it. Not to lose the 5120 like that. Yeah, I think you guys need to worry about going back towards cap at this point. Yeah, like even where that waffle's at in a pretty inconsequential position. I mean, if you can kill him, then fantastic, but not really worth it. That was a T-69 presumably that hit you. Yeah. The fact that he didn't shoot again suggests that he's reloading. I would still go this side. You want to be able to clean up that side as quickly as possible if you can, because you can tell that they're a little bit split, right? That T-69 was shooting you. You know the 704 is over there. We're not exactly sure where the SDA is, but there's no reason to think that the SDA is not still in the south. Fortunately, you're going to lose your Foch here. And this is the problem with teams, is that a lot of time when they finally get brave enough to push through, they take it too far. You know, the bravery goes to their head. I don't think you're going to get there in time. And then, so what you don't want to do is try to okay, you probably didn't want to auto-aim that shot, but you don't want to try to chase the T-49 if you don't have to. Right? You're actually better off fighting the T-49 at range than from close up, because he's got a much bigger gun than you, and you have to remember that. Although he's bad at using it. Don't worry about the Black Prince kill the T-49. You can put if you wanted, you could put that little house between you and the Black Prince though, and that would minimize the random damage that you'll receive. Although it's only one shot of damage, and then push at the Black Prince. So what you're looking to do right now is just get him down as quickly as possible before they can really reinforce him. Man, this reticle's like all over the place. Okay, good. That's actually good. So, and then now really what you want to do is just peek up on this hill and see how far they've progressed north over here. If your team came back a little bit earlier, you guys might have been able to save the Foch, but... And then, so it's just to peek, just to see. And then you don't want to go too far, because you always have to think, okay, if they pop up right now, where am I going to go? So you want to, when you surf, right, it's like surfing on Murovanka or another map like that. You kind of just, you want to be in a position where you can dive down behind something. Okay, and so this is a similar situation to the T-49. You don't want to fight this guy up close. T-69, and you know he's firing heat. You want to fight him at range. Oh, luckily he's a baddie. Nice. He's got one or two left. He's probably got one left now. He just shot the building. And then, like, when people are see, you know how he shot that little building? Right? You've got him surrounded. All you have to do is stay behind the little building, and he will either shoot the other little bit of building that's left, or he'll, what's the word I'm looking for? Or he'll get shot by your teammates. So it's a situation where it's like you didn't need to take that shot of damage. It's not really going to make a difference in the end because it's 704, unless he's firing HE. Would be a problem. And then let's see, 614, 866. The Chiri should lead in theory. You can play this inside and go. There's some bushes that are straight ahead. And again, this is a situation kind of like Prokhorovka. Surf this ridge and just come down. You should be able to camo snipe that. Shoot a little bit more to your left. That was an auto bounce. The Chiri's in a bad position. No, Chiri. No. So the 704 reload in probably about 6 seconds or so. We'll see how far the Chiri makes it. You can't push across here, unfortunately. We'll see if you can light him now. Yeah, I don't think pushing across here is the right play. I think in this particular case you have to wait. Like if you wanted to go to where the Chiri is, because Chiri is actually in an intriguing position, because you guys should be close together ideally. Then what you should do is go over to this one line area. Like all the way out and around where the 704 can. Because that 704 was far enough forward that he could spot where your your dead guy was coming through. So see where the Chiri's at right now. Now you kind of have to commit. You have to get to a position. So just go forward to the next set of bushes there. Boop. Yeah, I think he went back. I think he's in that like K1, K2 area. I think. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where you're going. I mean, you can... They left the building up, but that's not really going to help you too much. So I think what you're going to have to end up doing... So there's basically hills, like right here. There's a big sort of ridge. I think what you want to do is just poke up over it and then come back down. You don't want to go too far west. You actually want to go down into this like K3 area, because like through this area is where you can get shot. So if he's back here, you're exposed through this area over here. And see, he was all the way in the back. So what you want to do is, so this hill right here in particular is, see how there's basically like a bowl back here, but see how it's all open? Let's see. Oh, I guess you switched characters, so I can't do anything about it. But like, there's a bunch of ridges here. So this is just really being familiar with the terrain. Like, you could have been over on this side. There's another bowl right there, and then you just poke up and see where he's at. Because if you guys knew where he was at, then it's just a matter of doing 1-2s, right? He's over here, you're over there. One person lights, the other person shoots. You know, whoever he's not actually looking at shoots. But the other alternative is if you think that he's hard camping, you can put some cap pressure. But I don't think that that's right play. I think you need to find where he's at. I know what's going to happen to this Chiri. I don't know what the 704 is thinking. The 704 should just push this guy, because there's no way the Chiri can kill him short of a miracle ammo rack. But anyways, I thought you guys did a good job over here. I think you could have communicated with your platoon mate a little bit better in terms of how you were playing that. It's really just one of those things where it's like, hey, this guy's being stupid over here, we should kill him. You know, this IS-8 is bad, we should kill him, sort of thing. Derp, derp. Otherwise, I thought that was fine. I thought that IS-3 was completely inconsequential and that you didn't need to push him at all. You might have been able to catch that STA before he made his escape. The waffle that was back there, also fairly inconsequential. Go back, save your Foch, right? Save your base, and then play out from there. You still had a pretty good chance at the end. Particularly, I thought you guys did a good job of pushing down the 3 line to figure out where they were at. But once you're, I forget who it was that pushed up here and got killed by the 704, once you know that he's back here, use the little hills and pockets there to try to figure out where he's at. And it's one of those things where the longer that he's delit, or unlit, I guess would be the better way to say it, the more he has free roam, that he could be anywhere. And that's why I like trying to maintain vision on things if I can, particularly if I know they're within reloads. So these are dem stats, and I hope you made sufficient fun of your platoon mate for doing 1k damage in F5120 on 9 shots. Otherwise, I don't think your team actually played that badly. I don't think that they traded that badly. I just think that strategically they sometimes and this is often the case with puppies, they'll play a little too soft when they need to play a little bit more aggressively, and then when they need to play a little bit slower, they don't actually slow down. You know, it's just, there's no control to the speed, right? It's all on or it's all off. And I thought you did a pretty good job for the most part of controlling the pace of the game, but can't win them all. Nice try. GG's. Alright, the next one is a tiger game. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think it's really that great of a map for non-turreted tank destroyers. Certainly I think the Foch probably could have done better, but I didn't really see where the JT set up. Alright, Sacred Valley, top tier. They're a little bit lighter than you. They're not necessarily faster, but they're lighter. So you can probably bully reasonably well on like that C line. Certainly where I would go given your team's comp. Look to win that. The Tiger 1. Well, neither of them really have good armor, but they've got reasonable DPM and reasonably good guns. They also have a pretty good health pool, so you gotta use that as your armor. And then, as usual, watch and see where your team goes in the first 15 seconds. Sending, looks like a pretty even split, like half-half. Well, a third are going north, a third are going south, and a third are still in the cap, which does not bode well. But okay, there we go. So we've got the majority of your heavies going this way. You're the guy that's in front. So what you want to do is you want to get up to like this area right here, and you just want to wait. You want to wait a little bit to get some backup because you don't want to be a tiger poking out there early on. Oh man, there's strong middle play. That's fine. That guy, there's nothing you can do about that. And them possessing the middle is actually not that big of a deal. It's about where they come after that because it's difficult to push through there. Like if you have this area or if you have this area. Okay, and then you should be peeking out here. Like you want to look around that corner because you don't want to get surprised if they send 3 7s around here, right? You want to see that and then be able to back up. So you should play a little bit more forward, maybe like 10 meters, just so you can see around this corner right here. That's all you need to see. So they're pushing through on that side. So, yeah.
It's a trap.
just you go forward to spot and then you come back. You don't. Yeah, you gotta be careful. He's not aiming at you, so that's going to give you plenty of time. Very good. Nice aim. Good job. Still not aiming at you. Aim, hatch him. Oh, no, he's giving you side. Good job. Nice shooting. Okay, and then, so their T-29 is coming around on this T-150, but he's got a lot of back support. Your T-150 is going to die. There's probably not a whole lot you can do to save him.
It's a trap.
You can, if you want, start shooting down that building. Or if he wants to stick his nose out, that works too.
It's a trap.
Oh, no. Look at that bounce. Look at that German steel. Yeah, you're gonna have to turn around and go back. Like your guys, these guys here, they kept going forward instead of just shooting these guys here, which is unfortunate. Your team's gonna kill that IS without your help. I guess you can make an argument for getting one shot. All right, yeah, that's fine. I agree with that call, or I agree with that call. You need to go back though. You absolutely need to go back now. 100%. You need to go back now. No, go back. That way. That way. Go back. So you're basically going to the same side as your buddies here. So first of all, there's no pressure on the back. So if they continue pushing towards your base, there's nothing that you can do about it. Don't worry about the leopard. The leopard isn't wrecking your team. The M4 is not wrecking your team either. You need to put pressure on this guy right here. He's the guy that's wrecking your team. And don't forget, artillery's still active. The leopard's got no chance in hell. he's got, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. You can literally just show him your ass. He's not doing anything. You rush that shot. The M4, however, can actually be a problem. So you actually want that T-29 to come a little bit more forward so that your Black Prince will have shots on him if he moves forward about 5 meters or so. And don't forget, artillery is still active, so you're, depending on where he's at, you're potentially in an artillery lane. He's looking at your buddy now, I think. Yeah, so shoot him in the face!
It's a trap!
You've lost your Black Prince cushion. You need to get this guy down. You're gonna have to take a shot anyways. You're gonna have to get shot by him anyways. So just grin and bear it. There you go. And then just get Artie safe. Turn your face towards the Artie. Yeah, I don't really see how you lose this. Well, I guess T-20 does have basically full health. At this point, I would actually consider pushing towards their base instead. The T-20 is out of position. The Leo can't do anything to you.
It's a trap!
Now, you should go here. Go here right now so you don't get artillery. This is the problem that I have with the way a lot of people play their tanks, is that, well, a lot of people who complain about getting hit by artillery, is that they don't actually protect themselves from artillery. Like, if the artillery was aiming there, he could have just nailed you in the back. There he is! Oh no!
It's a trap!
Yes, use auto aim there. Would have been better off. Yeah, I don't know what you could have done there. I mean, I guess you can argue that you should have been a little bit more efficient there. The other thing is that I still think that you should have went back. I don't think that was necessarily a good play to continue down this way. I think it would have been better to consolidate and play from your defense, and even, you know, going back, you would have been able to clear out those little tanks on your way back and gotten to the back of the T-29. But more importantly, you would have been able to hook up with your other T-29, even though he doesn't appear to be like a bot. At least, you know, being close to him gives your opponent multiple things to shoot at rather than just you. So we're going to assume that the bot's not going to make it, and that you're not going to switch to the bot. Well, oh, you did switch to him. Alright, let's see what he does. Let's see how far bot technology has advanced. He's scanning. I think, does he have the 76 on there? I can't tell if that's the 76 or the 90. Stay hidden. Lol. Of course he's gonna stay hidden. That's his programming. Anyhow, we're just gonna skip this because we already know that you lost. So these are dem stats. Yeah, you didn't get a whole lot out of your team. Kind of expected. But yeah, those games, it's like you try to do what you can. I think if anything, the minor criticisms that I would have would be like, you didn't need to push down that 2-ish line. And hang on, let me actually put this down so I can talk about it. Like, I didn't think you needed to push down that 2 line at that point, especially when there's already somebody on your base and you have enemy tanks in this area. I think you would have been better off going back. So it's a minor quibble. You should have been out here a little bit further early on, so you could have seen that T-29 get in position. That maybe would have saved you one. The other thing is that when you had already committed to this 2 line over here, I think you were too concerned about shooting the Leo, which had no chance of damaging you from pretty much any angle. And the M4 you could argue could damage you, but the M4 was too far back to be of consequence. The big concern in that particular of that cluster was that T-29 that was in that like E3 D4 area, and that should have been your focus rather than those other guys. But efficient shooting. I thought you shot very well, so that is always good. Otherwise, just tough loss. Sorry. GG. Alright, and then we'll do Bat Chat on Sand River. I actually like playing the Bat on Sand River, although I guess I like playing the Bat on most maps, so it's kind of... It's a very versatile tank. It's a scout with a good clip, is basically what it is. Alright, so Sand River, standard, artillery. They've got... Ooh, wrong button. They've got... It's pretty much the same comps. What I like to do early is to from this side, light through the middle here. You can go up onto this ridge right here, particularly in the back, because it's hard to counter that, because you'll get there before anybody. And you can light guys going through here. Teams do a bad job of actually dealing damage there, but if your artillery is on the ball, your 155-58, it's not going to be loaded, obviously, but if your artillery is on the ball, they get a free shot of damage there pretty easily. But you should always, in my opinion, go there first. You can go anywhere you want after that, but... And then look, like, see where your WZ-131 is going? He might be going there to spot. If he does, fantastic. Where you're going is great. See how the WZ-131 is going there? Excellent. So then you just get ready. And you will be loaded in time. It's just, I mean, not to shoot the bat, but you'll be loaded in time to shoot something. Maybe. Did you reload or something? What? Oh, okay. No, just the reload timer was off. So they're pushing hard to that north. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would let them have it. Your team dispersion is not good, but you usually don't want to send heavies this way, or at least I don't like playing heavies on that side. You got an IS-4 and a couple guys down south. You should leave this area now. There's nothing for you to shoot at, and there's nobody's going to spot anything meaningful for you. So at this point now, I would go down here, because you know what they sent to this side. Go down to the south and figure out what they sent down here, because you need some more information before you decide, you know, how risky you're going to be. So they have an LTTB down there, not a concern, just go down there anyways. And what you want to be able to do is light these guys on the backside of here so they can't just shoot your IS-4 for free.
It's a trap!
And that was the LTTB that lit you in, that's fine. Don't stop. Speed is your friend. I still think that you want to go out here. I still think that they can potentially be vulnerable and that you can get some information. The LTTB is running away. So where you're going now is kind of a tough sell because you don't control the south. When you don't control the south, you can get shot there pretty easily. So I'm not entirely sure what your plan is. They're being aggressive, but so they'll be aggressive, but that IS-7 will stop right here, because he can be relatively safe in that dip while still lighting your guy.
User in your channel started recording.
And then it's just a matter of sort of finding, yeah, this guy's gonna get jumped eventually. These guys are spread too far back. You're playing, I think, just a little bit too passively. Like, you need to be, you're not the second line sniper guy. That's not the Bat Chat's role. Early on, I think it was the right play to go up here when your 131 was lighting for you, because potentially you can get shots if they send in their slow tanks there. But once that opportunity is gone, like, everything else that you should be doing should be to be setting up your team or positioning yourself where you can use your clip. It's not a snipey-dipey tank. It's just the gun's not made for that. So your guys are pushing through here. So there's no reason for you to come through there. You could have just driven up over here and gotten shots on that T-54 lightweight or T-54 as he tried to bail. So like so far you've kind of minimized, like you have yet to have a single good shot where you know you have a clear shot of at another tank, and you know it's almost 4 minutes into the game. And so you basically did a big circle. You started here, you went down here, came through here, went up here, came back, and you still don't have a shot. You're not going to have shots on those guys until they push out of that quadrant. And then by then, see how your IS-4 is dead, the E3 that was behind him is dead, the Waffle didn't push up enough. So now you want to actually be up over here where you can shoot these guys. Don't worry too much about these guys at this point. You worry about saving your team if you can. Shoot the Waffle, not the mouse. The mouse. If you have an option to shoot a Waffle or a mouse, you shoot the Waffle. Don't shoot the mouse. If you have the opportunity to shoot anything or a mouse, you shoot anything. I can't think of a single tank that you would shoot other than a campy mouse. Okay, so now they're gonna start crossing this plane here. You'll be loaded for the JPE. You probably won't be loaded for these other guys. Just be patient. Shoot the JPE. The JPE should be your primary concern right now because you can flip him out. Be careful. He's turning.
It's a trap!
That's unfortunate. And then don't forget, you can still be shot from their base, so you don't want to just kind of coast there. They still have a long way to go to get into your base for a slow team. So I would focus on this side. Like you could shoot that LTTB right now, for example. And then like if you pushed forward here to these bushes while you're reloading, you can light into their base for your team. Right, because you know that they got that Waffle and the mouse camping up there. So light that for your team while you're waiting. Like these guys, in this sense, are a little bit inconsequential. At this point, you might as well just let them get on the cap. Your artillery is out, so all you have to do is light them. You don't even really need to deal damage. Just let them get in the cap. Just let them sit in the cap for as long as they want and let your artillery reset them. And then the only time that you have to shoot is when you actually need to.
It's a trap!
See, the problem with what you did, I mean, you did do one shot of damage, but the problem with what you did is that you've given away your position. And so, see how they drop light? Make sure that they stay lit. You might as well save your shell. Just let the artillery do the reset. Now you can shoot. There you go. Good job. Get that second one out. Good job. Alright, reload and relocate. So these guys are starting to run out of your teammates to shoot at, so there's no reason to aim over there if you're not going to be loaded for the next 20 seconds. Your focus should be on this IS-7. Just push him and clip him. So that means getting over in position so that when you're clipped, you're ready to go. You're already started. So he's pushing out even. He's inviting you. He's saying, please come and kill me. And you've got a Waffle here with you.
It's a trap!
He's gonna stop when he sees the Waffle and try to back up. Just go through the buildings to the right. Oh my god, you
It's a trap!
I guess it worked. Good job. Yay. Alright. And then now your team is dead, and so just play this top of this ridge because you want to see where this T-30 is. You probably shouldn't have reloaded there, just I don't think you were close to, I think you probably had at least 2 shells left, right? If not 3. Just because you don't know how far that T-30 progressed. And so if he had been right around that corner, that would have been bad. So reloading quickly, and I have a habit of trying to reload quickly as well, is good, but you know, make sure that you're not going to need that clip before you do it. So you should be able to kill this T-30 relatively quickly. Just push him because you want to be able to get him out as quickly as you possibly can. He's going to be right here.
It's a trap!
That's fine. The only thing that can shoot you right now is artillery. And then because they control that middle there, I would actually probably go up on this side to get to an area where you can spot this STB. These guys are going to be leaving their base, but they're all relatively slow tanks, so it's going to take them a little while to get there. So you need to relocate while that STB is still in a vulnerable position. Remember, it's one of those things where they have a certain amount of time. Yeah, why did you reload again? My God. You still have your RD. You just need to be able to light for them. The waffle's moving in on the through D8 right now. So I would focus on the waffle. So you see how they're starting to encapsulate a little bit? You need to be able to push out. You need to... Did you just reload again? You know it's got a clip, right? Oh, you got lucky. Don't worry about the E4. Worry about the waffle. Why you're clipping right now is absolutely beyond me. Good job in getting by. Keep running, keep running. No, run! Run, my man, run! There's a waffle coming. You know what's funny is you probably could have killed this waffle earlier. Shoot the waffle! Thank you. Yeah. So anyways, I think there were a couple of times where you were a little bit too passive, particularly in the early game. Like I agree with how you went to this hill early because you had people spotting for you. But then after that, you played far too passive for what a bat chat should be doing on this map. And yet, even still, you had a chance to potentially pull it out. And like see what this, whatever this guy is, T50-2 or whatever, LTTB. He did this absolutely wrong as well. All he needs to do is light the cap, and you have artillery. And maybe they get shots, and maybe they don't. But there were, like, when that E100 and the IS-7 pushed cap, just let your artillery shoot them. I mean, your artillery seemed reasonably competent. So you might as well just let them at it. I think you could argue that you cost them this game though, because if you were more efficient with your clips and you had some inexplicable reloads, like you accidentally hit reload or something like that, I think there was a lot of those tanks where you could have been able to kill them, and not shooting the waffle instead of the mouse was another head scratcher as well. Man, these guys are taking no chances. Anyhow, these are the stats. So you did 6k damage, which is the good news. The bad news is, oh man, I really feel like you could have done like 9k damage there if you were loaded, or if you used your clips a little bit more efficiently. You could have done a lot of damage. The early mid game, a little too passive. The late game, I thought you played with the right amount of aggression for the most part. Target selection is a little bit sketchy. I felt like you should have kept driving past the E4 that was on the cap, because you knew the waffle was coming. Either that, or don't clip and push the waffle. I always say that if you're starting to get surrounded, you got to try to bust out. Try to bust out, and usually the best way to do that is to find the weakest side, or the side where you have the most players on. In this case, it was the same side, right? The side that the waffle was on also had your two artillery as well. So get out to that side where you can basically, no longer be surrounded by a bunch of tanks where you have to sort of scuffle a little bit. But otherwise, 6k damage, can't sneeze at that. GG. Yeah, their waffle did like 5k damage too. If you guys had been able to get them down earlier, that would have probably helped your team as well. Your team kind of pushed foolishly into them though, by pushing through that north side. You know, when you already know that they've got a bunch of stuff camping up there, you don't want to push across that open plain if you can help it.